Let's just jump right into it. We have all had that game, right? You're completely crushing it, you feel totally in control, and then one stupid mistake, and it all comes crashing down. So, in this explainer, we're going to walk through 5 super simple habits that will help you stop making those avoidable blunders and, yes, actually start boosting your online rating.
Oh man, does this feel familiar? You're playing what feels like the game of your life, everything is going your way, and then bam, one move, one silly, obvious mistake, and the whole thing just falls apart. It's like you can literally feel the rating points just leaking away. It is so frustrating.
But here's the thing, and it's kind of the secret to all of this. You do not need to memorize 20 moves of some obscure opening theory to get better. For most of us, the fastest way to gain 100, maybe even 200 rating points is just to stop giving away free games. It's all about plugging that leak. So let's get into the very first habit that's going to help you do exactly that.
Okay, so habit number 1. This is a big one. I call it mastering the two-way street. And it's built on the simple idea that chess is never, ever just about your awesome plans.
This is so simple, but it is a total game changer. Here's what you do. After your opponent moves, just stop for like 2 seconds. And before you even think about your own brilliant idea, you have to ask yourself one question. What is their threat? You're looking for their checks, their captures, and any other nasty little tricks they have up their sleeve. That's it. That's the two-way street check.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. That little 2-second pause is everything. Because, look, your opponent probably isn't some supercomputer planning a 20-move attack. Nope. They're probably just setting up a simple, one-move trick. And if you just take that beat to see it, you'll save yourself so many games. It's true. You don't have to be brilliant. You just have to stop blundering.
All right, so once you're consistently seeing what your opponent is up to, now you can start building a strong foundation for your own game. And that brings us right to habit number 2, build a solid house.
Seriously, forget all those weird, tricky openings you see online. They almost never work. Instead, just follow this blueprint. Every single game. 1. Get 2 pawns controlling the center. 2. Bring out your knights and then your bishops. And 3. Tuck your king away safely by castling, preferably before move 10. That's the plan.
So why is this so effective? Well, think about it. The vast majority of online games are lost because a king gets caught wandering around in the center of the board. It's just a huge glowing target. By building this solid house, you're basically taking that giant target off your king's back, and that frees you up to go on the attack.
Okay, let's fast forward a bit. You've been playing smart. You avoided their cheap tricks, your king is safe, and hey, you just want a piece. You're winning. So, now what? That's where habit number 3 comes in. I call this one simplify to amplify.
So check this out. The moment you are ahead in material, your whole mindset has to shift. The good idea? Start trading pieces. Get the queens off the board, trade the rooks, clean things up. The bad idea? Keeping it a messy, complicated brawl. That just gives your opponent chances to get lucky, to find some weird counterattack. You want a nice, clean, simple path to victory.
Yeah, this quote is perfect. Think about it. Being up a single pawn in an endgame is usually enough to win. But trying to use that extra pawn when queens and rooks are zipping all over the board, it's chaos. When you simplify, you're not just trading pieces. You're actually amplifying the power of your advantage, and you're kind of crushing their hope at the same time.
All right, so we're playing safe. We know how to convert a lead. But how do we actually find those killer moves that win us stuff in the first place? Well, that brings us to habit number 4, your winning checklist.
Get ready for this number, 90%. For pretty much anyone under a 1500 rating, a staggering 90% of games are decided by simple tactics, not deep strategy, just forks, pins, and skewers. That's the whole ball game. So we absolutely need a system to find these things consistently.
So what's the system? It's a super simple 3-letter checklist that you're going to use on every single move. The very first thing you scan for, the most powerful type of move in chess, starts with the letter C.
Right. If there are no good moves in that first category, you move on to the next most powerful type of move, which also very conveniently starts with C.
And if neither of those look promising, then you move on to the third and final category, which gives us our full, easy-to-remember checklist, C. C.
And what does C.C.A. stand for? It's checks, captures, attacks. And listen, the order here is absolutely critical. Every time it's your turn, you scan for moves in that exact order. First, are there any good checks? No. Okay. Second, are there any good captures? No. Then and only then you ask, what are my best attacks? This little system forces you to look at the most important moves first so you never miss those game-winning tactics.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the board, about the pieces. But what about the single most important factor in any game of chess? Your brain. Our fifth and final habit is all about the mental game. It's about how to beat the tilt.
You know this feeling. We have all been here. When you're calm, you're playing chess. You're analytical, you're objective. But after a tough loss, or maybe two, you go on tilt. And suddenly, you're not playing chess anymore. You're just angry, impulsive. You're playing for revenge. And we all know where that leads. A massive, soul-crushing rating drop.
So, you need a circuit breaker, a system. And here it is, the 15-minute rule. It's so simple. The second you lose 2 games back-to-back, you are done. Stop, close the app, get up, walk away for 15 minutes. This is not a suggestion. It has to be a hard and fast rule for yourself.
So what's the magic behind 15 minutes? Well, your brain is like a computer. And when you're on tilt, its evaluation engine is just completely fried. Playing another game is like trying to run a complex program on an overheating laptop. It's just going to crash. You have to give it time to cool down and reboot. That little break is what stops a 50-point dip from turning into a 200-point disaster.
And there you have it. 5 simple but honestly powerful habits. 1. Master the two-way street. 2. Build a solid house. 3. Simplify to amplify. 4. Use that C.C.A. checklist. And 5. Beat the tilt. This is your toolkit, not just for a higher rating, but for keeping your sanity while playing online chess.
Look, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. Gaining rating points is not about that one brilliant, once-in-a-lifetime move. It's about consistently, day after day, game after game, applying these simple, solid habits. Consistency, that's your real superpower.
So I want you to think about this. The very next game you play, which one of these habits are you going to focus on? Which one is going to be the thing that wins you that game? Food for thought.